going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an awesome day today. What a beautiful dark green day in the markets. Look at some of these coins absolutely skyrocketing. Bitcoin up over 7%, Ethereum almost 9%, Cardano, XLM, VeChain, Neo. Look at the markets today, guys. So you're probably tired of hearing this, or maybe you're not, but we did hit another new Bitcoin all-time high. Yes, so something I want to talk about today specifically is the fact that there are a lot of individuals out there calling for market tops, saying that we are overheated. In fact, we do have some signals that could suggest that maybe the markets are getting a little bit too hot. We might be looking for a bit of a cool-off. However, there are a lot of other things out there right now that suggest that we are just getting started. So that's what I want to talk about, because despite all of this green happening right now, we do have one bullish indicator that actually appeared during 2017 right before Bitcoin's 10x move, and that indicator just showed up again today. So we need to talk about what we can do to interpret this data, how we can trade. Now, really quick, by the way, in yesterday's video, I said, warning, do not buy Bitcoin before you watch this video. Now, some people took this as don't buy Bitcoin. Keep in mind, you need to actually, click on the videos and watch them. What I was trying to explain was if you're just in it for the quick gains, maybe now's not the time to buy Bitcoin, because a lot of those people that buy in just hoping for that quick flip, when we do have those 15 to 30% corrections, they often end up panic selling, and they are the reasons that they lose the money, right? It's not because the actual market fell, it's because you panic sold because you didn't actually believe in the initial investment, right? So I do want to talk about that. Also want to discuss the fact that we have the return of the Kimchi Premium. If you don't know what that is, we'll get into it. And also Max Keiser, who accurately predicted the 2020 Bitcoin price, finally has another prediction for the end of this year. So you're definitely going to want to stick around for all that. If that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you're not subscribed, definitely consider it. And without further ado, let's briefly dive into the chart. So we are continuing to go absolutely parabolic. Some people have been using the, fib levels to kind of see where Bitcoin price could go. But it looks like Bitcoin is just being the honey badger right now, not really caring. What we can look at is some of the previous resistances and supports, etc. But we just keep smashing through it. Right here yesterday, we were looking to break through that $32,786 level. Finally, we broke through on our second attempt. And now we are finding ourselves back on this legacy trend that started back at December 23rd, where Bitcoin has established a nice support. And we are back on that trend again. And what do we always say on the channel? The trend is your friend until the end, right? So you really can't be getting bearish until we break some of these major trends. And I was warning about this ascending channel right here, and you can see that actually, if I zoom in on the daily right here, we wicked above it, came back down, and perfectly touched on that level. So we need to talk about the fact that Bitcoin is now the number 8th biggest global asset, just sitting under things like Tesla, Tencent, Facebook, Alphabet, Amazon, Microsoft, and Apple. We have actually just gotten above the Alibaba group, which is absolutely amazing. So as you can see right here, like Andrew Kang points out, and this is why people are getting a little bit scared, why some people are taking some profits, selling some Bitcoin, getting a little worried about the overheated markets, is you're seeing aggregated open interest for Bitcoin future swaps risen to $11 billion. Traders are currently paying over $5 billion in annualized interest just for the privilege of longing Bitcoin, right? Now, let's just break this down. The funding rate of Bitcoin in the futures market has exceeded 0.15%. Now, on average, Bitcoin funding rate hovers at around 0.01%. So we are 15 times higher than where we usually are, right? Now, if the funding rate does go above this level, it usually means that the markets are extremely overheated. The vast majority of the markets are longing Bitcoin. This trend raises the probability of a long squeeze, the opposite of a short squeeze, right? Whereas long contracts are forced to adjust their positions if the price declines. And this is where you can see that insane volatility. But the biggest question is, does it even actually matter right now with all of this demand, with all of the money printing, the fact that we just had a halving, the fact that we are already seeing companies like Grayscale and PayPal, right? Literally scooping up 3 times, 4 times, 5 times the amount that's coming out. The question is, does this matter? Well, what are some other indicators we can look at? One that I always like to look at is Google Trends. Are people going crazy for Bitcoin right now? Well, actually, if we have a look at the Google Trends right here, you can actually see that we are at a 12-year high. So this could be an indicator, but if you do zoom out and we look at the past 5 years, you'll notice that we are still not as high as we were during the 2017 all-time high, right? So that's number one. Number two is what I told you guys about yesterday, which is the fact that Coinbase outflows on January 2nd alone were at their all-time high. And a lot of these institutions, as this can suggest by the fact that we assume that they're putting it into cold storage or moving it to custody, we're buying above $30,000. So today, Bitcoin's sitting at around $34,000. They're buying higher than $30,000. Do you really think that these guys are going to rush in with all of these hundreds of millions of dollars in institutional money just to get a quick 10%? I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. The other thing we need to talk about is the massive accumulation. Grayscale alone now has a total asset under management of $23.3 billion, adding, to be honest with you, I can't even keep up the math anymore. 12.34% in just the day. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like it's slowing down. I think once these things look like they're starting to slow down, maybe then we can assume, that it might be getting towards the end of it as well. And like Joseph Young said, I think we would see a short-term Bitcoin top when premium on Coinbase vanishes, Grayscale inflows stagnate, open interest and funding rate hit record highs, which, believe it or not, they haven't just yet. Coinbase outflows slow down. Until all of these 4 criteria are hit, I don't think a big correction is due. Now, let's talk about, speaking of Joseph Young, he has pointed out the Kimchi Premium that has returned. Now, what is the Kimchi Premium? Well, it is an extra price margin over global Bitcoin prices that is sometimes witnessed on Korean crypto exchanges. It's obviously named for the popular Korean pickled side dish. Now, we have seen the Kimchi Premium in the past, right? Specifically over at Korea's biggest exchange, Upbit, and they do compare this between Upbit and Binance. So this premium recently hit 4.15%, according to real-time exchange data tracking site Scald.com. Now, this is the biggest markup since 2018. The Kimchi Premium first appeared in early 2016, and in February of 2016, it hit around 4.73% and reached its highest at 54.48% in January of 2018, which was the insane altcoin rally. So it looks like things could be picking up once again. And yeah, I mean, the last time we saw this really was pretty much the signal for a massive rally. Now, I also want to point out the fact that we have a Bitcoin trend indicator who last appeared in 2017 that did send the price 10 times higher, has appeared again just this morning. Now, this indicator is dubbed as the Bitcoin MRVR Z-Score. The indicator is nothing but a ratio of the difference between the cryptocurrency's actual and realized market cap. Now, according to Glassnode, they see the score below 0 as a sign of an undervalued Bitcoin, whereas anything above 7 indicates a market top. And if we zoom in right now and have a look, Bitcoin is sitting around a 5. Now, keep in mind, it doesn't mean that once we get to 7, it has to be a market top. In fact, you can see from the diagram right here that we have hit well above 10, around 11, almost 12, okay? So we're sitting at 5. We've seen it go up to 10. This indicates that we are not even, or we are about halfway to the overheated level. So Glassnode stated that a similar upside move in 2017 had led to a 1,000% price rally, and they're saying that Bitcoin could do a 10x from these levels, which means that you could see $350,000 Bitcoin potentially by the top. But let's talk about realistic what needs to happen. Anthony Scaramucci's fund, Skybridge Capital, says that if Bitcoin is going to overtake gold and dominate as a store of value, its price must hit $535,000. But let's talk about, well, before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know. So Mark Cuban, he does say he'll run for president if Bitcoin gets to 1 million, and we can get commitments to donate 350 Bitcoin to the treasury each of the 4 years so that we can give 1 Satoshi to every citizen each year that they must hold for 10 years. So that would be pretty crazy if that was the case. But talking about getting back to the price prediction. So 2 years ago, Max Keiser, you may be familiar with him from the Keiser report, he had called for a 2020 $28,000 Bitcoin. Pretty damn hit it on the nose. So in an interview now with Stansberry Research, he expects Bitcoin to surge nearly 550% from its current price of around $34,000. He says, one of my predictions will be one of the major central banks in the world that they will collapse in 2021 because they are highly leveraged. He says these banks are leveraged 50, 60, 70 to 1. One of them is going to collapse in 2021, and that will start an avalanche. Out with the fiat and paper money, and the top beneficiary of that will be Bitcoin. That is one of the catalysts for Bitcoin's price appreciation in 2021. But the moment you've all been waiting for, what is his 2021 Bitcoin prediction? I'll play that super quick. Shout out to Stansberry Research, obviously, for this clip, but yeah, check it out.
All right, let's get to the moment the people have waited patiently for, including myself. I do not know your forecast yet. I'm going to learn it for the first time right now.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Max Keiser's 2021 Bitcoin forecast. You're hearing it for the first time here, folks.
I'm going with $220,000 per Bitcoin as a 2021 target. And that would bring us up to over $4 trillion market valuation, which I think is a good 2021 objective. You know, we were going to catch up to gold. That would bring us up to not quite half gold's valuation, but getting close to gold's valuation. I think the catalyst is going to be, as I said, a major central bank failing. Plus, the money printing is going to go absolutely Weimar Republic. So we're going to see that, depending on how you calculate this, the 10 to 15 trillion that was printed.
So obviously some of that is looking to flow into a safe haven asset. Lots of gold bugs have been allocating percentages of their holdings into Bitcoin as well. But biggest question on everybody's mind, what about the altcoins? It's got to be alt season soon, right? We've seen some coins absolutely popping off. I mean, if we go back here, there are some deep green cryptos right now. But are we really truly in the alt season that everybody talks about? Well, as I've said, no, I don't believe we are yet. We're actually still in this blue box territory, which is respectively a higher range. Now, it is a definitive level where we do want to get above the 73% for Bitcoin right here. You can see the criticalness of this as I've highlighted this for multiple weeks on the channel. If we do break above that, then I do believe that alt season will be temporarily on hold. Now, according to trader Poop Cannon, Magic Poop Cannon, yes, welcome to crypto, guys. These are some of the names of some of the most influential people in the space. He does talk about as well of the 73% level that I've been speaking about for a while. He says, simply put, if we break above that 73% level, there is a very high probability that Bitcoin dominance could explode well above 90%. Now, this wouldn't really be too great for the altcoins, right? But what else could actually drive more money into Bitcoin over the altcoins? He goes on to say, if the SEC can deem that XRP is a security, then they can deem the same thing for the majority of the altcoins too, which could bring cascading pressure on the alt space, fueling a rotation into Bitcoin, which doesn't have that particular risk. But I'd also like to add this. Ethereum has also been classified as not a security, so would be very good for Bitcoin, but would also be very good for Ethereum. Some of the other projects that we enjoy looking at, like the Polkadots, the Elrons, Zilicas, etc., we don't really know, right? But we do know that Bitcoin and Ethereum are safe. But if you're worried about centralization, you're worried about regulation, you're worried about KYC, well, a lot of these companies that were forced into KYC have actually said, you know what, we're going the decentralized route, we don't care, and we have non-custodial cryptocurrency exchange Shapeshift announcing today the integration of nearly a dozen decentralized exchanges or DEXs, different protocols. They say this is a move designed to relieve both the company as well as users of the KYC, know your customer burden, while simultaneously offering traders superior liquidity, pricing, asset availability, and security. Some of the DEXs that they're going to be supporting include Uniswap, Balancer, Curve, Bancor, Kyber, 0x, and M-Stable, as well as a half a dozen others. And yeah, this is definitely going to be great for the crypto space. Like I said, you really can't stop it. You really can't ban it. You could try to regulate it, but at the end of the day, it is borderless and it is unable to really essentially be controlled. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, altcoins will survive. I mean, some of them might get hit with regulatory hurdles. The SEC could get involved, right? But at the end of the day, you're not going to kill Bitcoin. You're not going to kill Ethereum. You're not going to kill the crypto space as a whole. So that being said, guys, let me know if there are any altcoins that you think that I should be looking into. I do have my eyes on a few of them, but maybe we'll start shifting to slightly more altcoin content. Maybe. We'll see. But let me know, what should I be looking at? What coins are you looking for 10x, 30x, 100x's? What coins do you think have the best fundamentals out there right now? I would love to hear your opinions below in the comments. And that is it for me today. So thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I do this every single day. And if you haven't checked out my Bybit tutorial, it's popping up right here, right now. And that is it for me. Thank you so much. My name's K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.